My name is Roy Harper, and I'm the product specialist for MXL microphones. MXL is actually part of a much larger company called Marshall Electronics. The company, we manufacture LCD rack equipment for the broadcast industry. We also have a division that makes optical lenses and cameras for automotive and aviation industry. And we also incorporate Megami Cable. We're the distributor for the Western Hemisphere for them. I work for the MXL division of the company. We're very passionate about sound. Everyone who works for MXL is either an engineer or a producer themselves. And we're very passionate about making microphones that sound extremely good and represent good value for money. We think that just because a microphone sounds good, it doesn't have to be exorbitantly expensive. Our microphones are used in major studios throughout the world. I use them on location, in studios, and everywhere else. MXL started making microphones back in the year 2000. Our first microphone was actually the 2001. And we started the revolution in affordable microphones. Up until that point, if you wanted to use a good quality condenser microphone, you had to buy a very expensive German mic. Now, with the technology that's available to us, we develop the microphones, we engineer them here in our factory in El Segundo, and we have our own manufacturing facility. We can pass the cost savings on as a result of the work that we do here to the end user. Now you can get the quality that 20 years ago would have cost you $5,000 for under $200. We have a wide range of microphones, everything from ribbon microphones, condenser microphones, to dynamic microphones. Every mic in our range has got a reason and a purpose for being there, whether it was designed for use on instruments, whether it was designed as a vocal mic, or whether it was designed as a general purpose mic. We believe that having a wide range of microphones, all with their own tonal characteristics, gives people the option to buy something that will suit their needs and not necessarily what we think is their needs. A couple of microphones that have been real success stories for MXL have been the Genesis, which we introduced about 3 years ago. It was the beginning of our introduction into making higher-end microphones. It's been extraordinarily successful. It's been used in studios all over the world, and it continues to sell in huge numbers. From there, we went on to make our Revelation microphone, a multi-pattern tube microphone that has a sound that is absolutely incredible. In fact, people who use that microphone say that it sounds like microphones costing 5-6 times more. When we're looking at microphones for miking drum kits, there are several that come to mind. There's the A55, which is an incredibly good dynamic bass drum microphone. We have the Cubes, which are absolutely superb sounding on toms. They really do capture the sound and thunder of a tom like not very many other microphones can do. Some of our small diaphragm condensers work extremely well as overheads as well. The 67N in particular, I use it a lot of the time. It's got a very smooth sound, it'll take a high sound pressure level, and it will keep the top end from having that overly aggressive sizzle that you can find with some of the other small diaphragm condensers out there. Another of our microphones which has been gaining in popularity lately, especially for drummers use, is the LSN7GN live dynamic microphone. A lot of people are using that on snare drums because it has a wider frequency response than some of the alternatives out there, a high sound pressure level rating, and it adds a little bit of warmth and brings the snare drum into the mix in such a way that it's very easy to work with afterwards. We have a patented technology on a dual diaphragm capsule that we're using in some of our microphones, including the V67i, the V67i Tube, and the Genesis 2. This basically gives you two microphones in one. The front and the back side of the diaphragm are tuned differently and have slightly different material composition. By turning the microphone around and flipping the switch, you can either get a warm, intimate type of sound, or turning it around and using the other side, you get a more focused and slightly brighter sound. It's gained a lot of popularity recently because it is truly like having two microphones in one. If the one side doesn't work for a particular application, it's easy to flip the switch, turn the microphone around and try again. Chances are it's going to work for you. Some additions to the family which are going to be available later this year. We've actually put 3 drum packs together, a basic snare and kick, a club kit, and a bigger studio kit, which incorporate a lot of our microphones, but they've been packaged together in such a way that they have mounts with them, and the whole thing works extremely well together. And we've also put together a small recording kit, which we're calling the Harvey Ghost Kit, after an extraordinarily talented and well-known engineer and producer. It consists of our 67 GS and a pair of the 67N microphones. For someone who just wants a simple kit to work in their studio, that kit will give you coverage without spending a lot of money. Another item, of course, that I should mention is our MPC microphone preamp. It's a very clean sounding preamplifier. Our intention with that was to give you a sound quality which is clean and doesn't really change the sound very much, actually giving you the sound that you're putting into it as opposed to a flavor that we wanted to impose upon it. It also has a VCA compressor on board. Very easy to use, some very good features including a variable frequency, high pass filter, and it's bloody nice. The CEO of the company, Leonard Marshall, is passionate about sound. This is a result of Leonard's drive and dedication to sound quality that MXL exists. I'd also like to thank some of the artists who have worked with us over the years. Apart from the fact that they work with us on product development, we get to test things out with them and find out what they do like, what they don't like, what they would like to change. But they're part of our family. There's Benjamin Wright, who's worked with Quincy Jones, Michael Jackson, and pretty much everybody. Andy Vargas, the lead singer of Santana. He uses our Live Series condenser mic on the road all the time when he's out with his all-star band. Fingers, well-known hip-hop and rap producer. And of course, from the drum side of things, we have Jonathan Moffat, who is an absolute fan of ours, using our product a lot. And, of course, Mr. Waymire himself.